learn, I'm very sure. So, yeah. When you, the speaker, so I asked when you hear the word mental health, what comes to your mind first? Okay, nothing comes to mind.
For God and for youth. So when I hear about mental health, what comes to my mind is total well-being of the mind, the soul, and the body.
Total well-being. I like that.
For God and for youth. So for me, when I hear mental health, the first now
For God and for youth. I would say mental health refers to a person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being.
So I think for me, I'm very happy that most of the answers, emotions, yeah, most of the answers are in terms of wellness, emotion, because in this Nigeria that we are in, for every workshop I've done, when I ask them, when you hear mental health, what do you think about? I always hear madness, running on the streets. I'm so happy that our mind is already in line with the topic and all. So I will just go further to explain that mental health is the way you think, the way you feel. It has to do with every aspect of your life, whether you like it or not. So I'm sure if I ask everybody here, do you have a physical health? You all will say yes. Oh, I have physical health. Sometimes I have malaria. Sometimes I have typhoid and all. But if I ask people now, do you have how many of you have mental health? Let me ask. Just raise your hand. You don't need to talk. How many of you have mental health? One, two. You see, that's the problem because you are thinking madness or illness. So that's the difference between mental health and mental illnesses. So for mental health, as long as you have this thing called mind, you have a mental health. So that's why it's important that just like how you have a body and you are trying hard to take care of your body, you have a mind and you must try hard to take care of your mind. So, wow, okay. Because it's very funny because they will know it was only him and her that raised their hand. It's obvious that the place we are looking at, in as much as we are looking at it from the wellness part, you are excluding yourself from something that is already in you. And that's why I said the one that God gave to you. Oftentimes we live in a world where people can easily, oh, let me say for example, physical health. If you have headache now, what's the first thing you will do? Yeah? Drink water. If you have headache now, what's the first thing you will do? To sleep. To sleep. Good. But if I ask you now that, oh, something is going on in my mind, I don't know what is it. What's the first thing you will do? Yeah? Yes. Thank you very much. So you can see that physical health is important as well as why mental health in itself is also important. You cannot take care of your body. How do I put this? You cannot take care of this your outside appearance and forget that there is like an engine room that is actually pushing and facilitating this outside body that you are seeing at the moment. Yeah, so like I said, mental health is how you think, how you feel, how you respond when life gets hard, how you relate with your friends, how you make decisions, how you handle disappointments, how you recover after failure. So I think with this explanation, you can see that in every aspect of your life, in everything that you are doing, your mind is doing it with you. So you are going to school right now. If your mind is not sane enough, do you think you can finish school? Please, let's this mic is making it feel like I'm the only one talking. So I asked, if you are going to school right now and your mind is not in place, do you think you can finish that school in one piece? Thank you. If you are working, 95 people here, remote workers here, if you are working and you are burnt out, you are stressed, do you actually think you can deliver 100%? Let me not go far. If you are serving in the house of the Lord and your mind is not well, do you think you can deliver well? Good. So that's why I feel like this topic is also important, because there is one thing that always happens, like I don't want to say in the church or something because it's a general thing, where people want to show up. Yes, you want to show up. And again, I think that's always what make me remember this quote about you cannot pour from an empty glass. If you just take your mind as a jar of water, if the water is full, it can pour to other places. But the water being full and pouring to other places, you know it's going down. So how do you refill the jar? Is to go to another place to fetch water, right? To fill the jar, so that that jar can continue to pour in different places. That's what your mind is. If your mind is not in the right place, if you are not always checking yourself, like asking yourself questions, how am I feeling? I know that people will be like, oh, you are weird. Please be weird for your own sanity. I'll always say it. I would rather look weird to you and be good for myself than to want to be good to you and then be bad to myself. It's not even going to happen. I'm sorry. Yeah. So your mind is actually very important, as well as the way you see your body. So whether you're healthy today or sick tomorrow, yes, you still have physical health. The same truth is for mental health. Every one of us have mental health. The question isn't whether you have it. I think the question you should be asking yourself is, am I caring for my health? Am I caring for my mind enough? Like I asked before, if you have headache, definitely you go and sleep. But let's be realistic with ourselves. Apart from having malaria and going through all the process of taking drugs and all, whenever you feel like, oh, I'm not really in the mood, or I don't feel like I can give my 100% right now, have you tried talking? Because I know that people will be like, we are Nigerians, we talk all the time. But the truth is, what you are talking, is there quality in what you are talking? Because it's a different thing talking about, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to do anything today. It's a different conversation when you are actually intentional about what you are saying. So let's say, for example, something is happening in church. Everybody know you as, oh, she's very active, she can even connecting at the same time. Then all of a sudden, you are withdrawing, you are coming down. So I think this can also go to most of the executives in the house, most of people that are taking leadership role. Because there are some things that will happen in your groups, in groups, in the church and all, that we might think the person is, maybe the person decided to do over sabi, or the person is doing big girl, or the person is doing big boy, or the person do not just care or something. But there is always an underlying problem, which is why you have to ask the right questions. You have to have right conversation. And the sad part about mental health, I will always say it, is that you don't always know, to be honest. Like, for example, you might be laughing with somebody today and hear tomorrow that the person committed suicide. It's not your fault. Don't ever blame yourself for something like that. But it's something that can happen. That's why we owe it, apart from owing it to yourself, to take care of yourself, you owe it to others to extend kindness. Because again, human empathy, I feel like in the world that we are in, people just try to live by, especially as Nigerians, we are trying to just cope. Anything that they throw at us, we carry it. Because if we sit down here, if I want to do the HPQ 59 test on all of you here, I'm sure that 1 in 4 of us here have one mental health disorder or not. Because again, the situation of the country and the situation of things that are happening. That is why, in as much as mental health in Nigeria, I will not lie, I've been advocating for it for quite some years now. It's progressing, yes, but there is still this stigma around mental health. I know that definitely the priests, the counselors, the leadership in church, unless they have counselors that are professional enough to administer therapy sections or counseling, I know they are not that. So that's why even the body of Christ, and I think when Tony sent me a message about this conversation, I think I was very, very happy, because I know that the body of Christ, yes, we pray. It's okay to pray. Nobody said you should not pray or do your prayers. But there are things that you have to do for yourself too, so that your prayer self will carry weight. So imagine God giving you like a mind that is sound, because as growing up, you actually have a sound mind. It's just when life situation and circumstances start happening that your mind begin to go all over the place. Some people, is when they broke their hearts that their mind self started knocking. They started to become bad. Let me put it like that. Or maybe work stress became so much that they felt like, oh, that's how life is supposed to be. Okay. So I think I've spoken too much. And also, I think I have a question. Like I said before, I think my question would be, if your phone is on 1%, or if your phone is on 5%, would you run with all your heart and go and charge it? Or you will just kukuma wait for it to die because you know you will still plug it somewhere? Which one? You are like to die. Oh, you are like to die. Oh, you will go and charge it. Oh, okay. Most of us here, we are, we don't know it yet. Most of us here are running on 1%. That's why any small thing somebody do to you, the next thing, you have changed it for the person. Some of you will say, oh, I just have anger issue. You don't have anger issue. I put it to you that you don't have it. It's because of accumulated, and okay, let me use stress as an example. Accumulated stress leads to burnout. If I'm using this thing that depression is a normal word. It's also a disorder in the mental health field. Depression. I know that people will come online today and be like, I'm depressed. Oh, I have OCD. Oh, I think I have anxiety. Please, if you used to say that, you better stop it now. Because if you see actual people that are going through that, if you see them, I don't think it's something that you want to wish on yourself. And again, that's why I said people do not understand the whole point of mental health. So that's why I said when people hear mental health, they think about, oh, madness, the bad part of it, and they forget that there are actually, should I say even more bad, and also there are good part of it. So some people will come along and be like, oh, I have depression, I have this, I have that. Anytime you hear somebody say, I have depression, just ask them the question, who diagnosed you? Because it's only a psychologist, a therapist that can diagnose you of any mental health disorder. So ask them, I have OCD. There are plenty online. They even use it as aesthetic. But if you have all those things, that's why they are called illnesses, because they do not just affect you that have it, they affect the people around you. So if you are in a place where someone that have depression is, you might be fed up of even trying to help the person because of the nature of that illness. because you will just lose touch of life, like it's not my business. Is it even in terms of anxiety? Is it in terms, because when people hear OCD, they only think about, oh, cleanness, oh, I want everywhere to be clean. It's more than that. So, like I was saying, don't run on 1%, please. Do what you have to do, but please do not run your mind on 1%. Because again, I always say this, that I know that people will be like, oh, the mind, you cannot see it. I know. Don't you think that's like the most dangerous part? Because if I have headache now, I know it's my head that is paining me. If I hit my leg, I know it's my leg that is paining me. But when it comes to mental health and all, because it's mostly things that we can't see, it's only symptoms that you can use. And sometimes people can lie about symptoms. That's why even a professional, a therapist will be like, oh, 4 sessions. You have to go 4 sessions before they can properly, for some cases, properly diagnose you or tell you what to do next. So please, because it's something we can't see, I feel like it's something we should take more seriously. If something is wrong, speak to a friend. I'm sure that because this is a youth group, I know in my own church we have like groups, and in our youth circle we have smaller groups where conversation, different things happen and all. There is no way you will tell me that in those groups or in this whole body of Christ, there is no one person that you can, like I said before, not talk to. Somebody that you can, you will be sincere with yourself first before you are sincere with them. Because the thing again is, I can stand here and listen to your problem, or I can sit and listen to you tell me something. I cannot know if it's the truth or not. I can only be assuming, oh, this person they lie for you, this person they lie for you. But I cannot, unless I continually have that conversation with you, I cannot trace patterns. So, again, please, like I said, I cannot believe that there is nobody here that you cannot talk to at all. And I believe that this is like a very safe space where conversations are had and confidentiality are kept in check. Because again, because of the stigma around mental health, people find it hard to open up, especially the men. The women, they will talk. They have their best friend that they are talking to. So I don't know how male circle work. And that's why, in terms of suicide rates, the men are more likely to commit suicide than the women. Not because you're a man, that's not the reason. The reason is because you find it hard, even within your circle, even within those space that you have as your brotherhood something, to still open up and receive care. Again, I can't blame people, because we're in a world where stigma is like a natural thing. Like if you see a guy crying now, some people will start calling him cry. And it's not fair, because again, the same emotions that you have, you also have it. Or you see a woman angry or something, and then you're calling her witch, or she's very stubborn. That anger she have, a man too can be angry. So again, the reason why I feel like I love mental health is there is no discrimination. Whether you're a male or female, you have mind. So you cannot say, oh, no, I'm a man. It's not possible. As long as your mind is there, okay, take care of your mind. Have circles where you can have conversation. Have circles where you can be honest with yourself and with the people around you. So I think I would add. So I think I'll ask a question now. So I'm going more in line with drain. What do you think drain young people? We are all young people here, yes. So what do you think drain young people in this time and age? What do you think drains young people today in this time and age? Okay, no, what am I saying? What is draining you in this time and age? Today, let me use today. This week, what drained you? Yes. Eh? Work pressure. Good. Eh? Lack of rest. So many overwhelmed, so many tasks at the same time. This side, I've not heard anybody from here. Nothing is draining you people. Please show me way and let me join you people. Bam, thank you for saying it. Financial problem, my sister. What again? Huh? Financial status. You have even reached the class of. No, it's part of it too. If it's draining you, why not, please? What else? What else? There is more. Please, let's talk. Let's talk. Relationship. Thank you, my sister. All of you that have chopped breakfast, you will not talk now. So maybe we'll connect you to good people. You say no. Now you people are keeping quiet. Yeah? Heartbreak, my sister. Thank you. I want to hear from this side because I feel like it's this training, I should just move to this place. Yes, ma. Thank you. Uncertainty. Worries over things that are not even here yet. Family background. You said something? So, you see how everything you listed, yeah? So, I always try to tell people that, you see uncertainty, the reason why I feel like you will be so worried about tomorrow that you allow it to affect today is because of that question they call what if. What if this happened? And have you noticed that when you're asking yourself what if, you are not saying what if is the good part that will happen. You automatically think that, oh, what if is the bad part that will happen? What if tomorrow I submit this job application and then they reject me? What if tomorrow what will I use? Sorry, I'm always working. So the only conversation that's in my head is mostly work. Sorry. What will I use again? What if? Yes, my mate are moving forward and I'm still in this position. What if? What if tomorrow it's better than today? I feel like we also have to program. And again, like I said, most of the way we think in this Nigeria, I will not lie for you. I will always say Nigeria as a country has a lot to do with it. Because if you sit in rooms with other nationality, how do I want to call it? You feeling like very timid that you can't achieve anything. Some of them, they're not programmed like that. Because even right from when they were a child, they have been using word of affirmation to finish them. Why can't you also use word of affirmation to finish yourself? I know that people will be like, oh, manifestation, this manifestation, that. That is why you have what? Rosary. You have what? Prayers. Plenty, different saints have their different prayers. You have what? Novenas. Them, they are manifesting, like, I'm saying them because not everybody pray rosary, not everybody do novenas and all those things. Why do you think your own will not work for you? Every day we sit down, we are in rooms with different people talking about how things work for them. Why do you think as a Catholic youth your own will not work for you? Have you asked yourself that question? You sit down and be like, oh, no. Oh, I'm a Catholic, I'm a youth, I cannot be in this room. Who told you? Again, that's why I said, what have you been feeding the mind that God gave you? Is your Bible for decoration? Is your rosary for decoration? Is the novenas in the church that church have done for us, is it for decoration? If you cannot use word of affirmation to wound yourself, use novena to wound yourself. Use rosary to wound yourself. use those prayers, those short prayers that are always in our prayer booklets and all, to wound yourself. In terms of relationship, I think for relationship, relationship is a big conversation. When people talk about relationship, I used to remove myself, because if I say my mind, people will swear for me. Because the truth is, there are some things that you would have avoided in life. Your mind gave you, flash you lights that this thing not make sense, oh, this person not make sense, oh. But no, it's because how they say it, oh, my body felt it, my heart is an organ, oh. You should not forget. Heart is an organ. It is not your whole body, it's just an organ. There are some things that you already know. And do you know the funny thing about your mind is, whether you like it or not, your mind will either agree or disagree. And again, not just the mind agreeing or disagreeing. It will prompt you. Like, there are some times that you'll be in a room, and then, I know that I'm sure of us we all have conscience, we all have inner thoughts, that you'll be in a place, and then the next thing you're feeling like, oh, I need to stand up and leave here. And for those that are very inclined with their spirit side, and people will be like, oh, the Holy Spirit is talking to me, or something like that. Or the Holy Spirit said I should do this. There are some things that would have not happened if only we listen, or we take care of the right things at the right time. Again, like I said, your mind is important, whether you like it or not. And I will continue to say it. Whether you like it or not, just like how your phone is important to you, that you have to charge it every time for it to be 100%. And when it's 100%, it gives you accuracy and speed and everything that you want. Because as it's reducing, 1%, it's lagging. It's lacking. Why do you think you cannot be at the same as your phone? Once you are at 1% in life, there is nothing you have to give. And again, I will come to those people that you know you are at 1%, but your body, I don't want to call you busybody because you are doing the work of the Lord. But you know you are at 1%. And if you keep pouring, you can faint. But no. I don't know who told people that resting is a taboo. I don't know who started that motion. I don't know who started that campaign, that resting is a taboo. Like I said before, you cannot pour from an empty pot. Whether you like it or not, you cannot pour from an empty pot. So you need to actually take care of your mind. And what are ways that you can do that? Sit with yourself. Another, if I ask everyone here now, when last did you actually sit with yourself and ask yourself some certain questions? I did not say sit with yourself and ask yourself, when will I get money? That's not the kind of thing I'm asking yourself. When last did you sit with yourself and ask yourself difficult questions? Like, for example, there are some people that, for example now, something happened. You fight with somebody. I know naturally you would think you are innocent. Naturally you would think you are innocent because you cannot do no wrong. But have you ever sat with yourself and asked yourself important questions? And you know the funny thing, it must not even be complicated question. It's as simple as, oh, Cynthia, how am I feeling today? And you know the funny thing about, I know that people will be like, how many of us write here? How many of us write, like you write, maybe, let's say, not like on book and pen, maybe on your notepad, on your phones, you track your feelings or you track your days? You do? Wow. You do? Okay, that's beautiful. Wow, you do. Welcome. That's beautiful. Wow. Minority. Okay. Please, I know that you will say it's a girl thing. It is not a girl thing. For those of you that will not go and talk to people, talk to you, at least track it. There is this thing that is simple to those do. That's why some people, that's why I ask. Maybe you don't track, maybe you actually talk to yourself. Like, for example, today is what? Tuesday. And then I sit down and I'm asking myself, okay, today is Tuesday. How did I even feel today? What happened? Okay, so for myself now, I may be telling myself, oh, I had a workshop today. Oh, I had to facilitate and ensure that the workshop went well today. So how did I do? How was it? Then as I'm sitting with myself, I'm telling myself, and again, like I said, please tell yourself the truth. If you are lying to people, the worst thing you can do to yourself is to lie to your own self. Because it's like, I don't want to use blind, leading blind or something, but the worst thing you can do to yourself as a human being, it's not even lying to people, it's lying to yourself. Because then the solution go long. Your solution go too long. So ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What happened today that actually make me better? If you cannot do daily, good and fine. Track it weekly. This week, what was one thing I did that I can beat my chest off and say, this is amazing? Oh, what did I do this week that is not so good? I bet you when you start tracking the way you are feeling, you can trace patterns. You can know what to do. It's just like how in your office, every week you do weekly meetings. Am I lying? I'm sure we are all working here. On Mondays, you do Monday meetings to ask yourself what I did well last week, and what did I do last week, and what do I plan to do this week. So why do you think you cannot ask yourself that question too concerning your own mind? And again, when I'm saying mind, it's not just asking yourself and going into deep thoughts, and then from there you have lost. That's why I advise people to write. Because, for example, if I ask myself, how am I feeling today? Today, I am overwhelmed. If I'm going to be honest with myself today, I am overwhelmed. If I ask myself, okay, why are you overwhelmed? I'll be like, because of the series of activities I have had to do today since 7 a.m. till now is what, 7 p.m. So I will now ask myself, is this a valid reason to be overwhelmed? Yes, it is, because it's not easy to work from that long. That's me being honest with my own self. So if I ask you today, like you are sitting down now, if I ask you to ask yourself how you are feeling today, can you honestly ask yourself that question? You are looking at me. Can you honestly ask yourself that question? Should we try it? So let's use like, okay, this is 9:50. By 9:51, you don't need to say your answer loud. It's for you and yourself. And like I said, be honest. Just ask yourself a couple of questions like, how am I feeling today? What is like my emotions like today? And not just your emotions and feeling. What will I clap for? Like, what did I do today that I would really clap for myself for? And what did I do today that feels like it's a lot and I should not do it again? I think that's like 60 seconds. Are we good? Why are some people laughing? Did you find out something weird? Why are people laughing? So I think things like this you can do for yourself to also just help yourself so that you're not overwhelming yourself and you are not, because again, I will say it and I will say it. What you don't sort out today, maybe it's next year that it will burst. These are some people who accumulate emotions, anger, and then maybe somebody will not match them. Then you will see all that emotion will just come from nowhere. Then you will not say that the person is wicked. Sometimes it's not wickedness. They just bottled up plenty. This is like how I think I will use maybe colleagues in the office where somebody have annoyed you. Instead of you tell the person that I don't like what you are doing, don't do it again. You kept it until one day maybe the person just mistakenly pour you water. The next thing, I hate it. This is how you used to do. You will not start remembering 1 year ago what they did for you. It does more harm than good, bottling things up and not just saying what you are supposed to say at the right time. And I think I will talk about the last part that I feel like is very important is the self-awareness part of your mind and the accountability part of your mind. So let's say, to me, I feel like this part is very important because we often wait for someone else to notice that we are struggling. I don't know why. It's very common. There are some people that if you ask them, how are you doing? You have to ask them 10 times before they answer you how they are doing. We wait for other people to notice that we are not doing well before we actually open our mouth to say we are not doing well, or we even try to look for why we are not even doing well. So we're waiting for our parents to notice. We're waiting for our colleagues in the office, our friends, our priests, or maybe the CYON president or the executive to notice that something is wrong with you before you actually want to do something. And again, I feel like it's the reason why we also ask ourselves another question is how well do you even know yourself? Because to be realistic and honest, because you don't sit with yourself, you don't sit with your I want to say thoughts, you don't sit with what you do, you don't even know yourself. Some of you now, if I ask you what will trigger you, you will tell me when somebody lied to me, when somebody matched me. But is that even the reason why you are triggered? Some of you will say, oh, because I don't have money, you are triggered. Oh, because my boyfriend broke up with me, you are triggered and all. But are there actually valid reasons why you are really triggered? And like I said before, your mind is, I don't want to call it a very funny field because it's actually a very big field. And that's why it cuts across every aspect of your life, whether you like it or not. This mind, if you do not, I don't want to put it, if you do not take care of it well, you will struggle financially. There is no amount of money. Have you not seen even people with billions committing suicide? Have you not seen a lot of people, even the thing that you are saying is your problem right now, is somebody's 100%, but still they struggle with their mind. If you do not struggle with, if you do not take care of your mind well enough, you will struggle financially. That money you are looking for, you will have it and you will not use it. If you don't take care of your mind, you will struggle academically. You will struggle in terms of relation. The relationship that you want to, okay, now somebody will break up with you. You want to jump and enter another one. How? They'll still break up with you. Sorry, but just they'll still break up with you. I mean, you will still break up with them because again, minds are not like straight up. It's not well arranged and all. You will struggle spiritually. So I know that people will say, oh, there is no connection between the mind and faith and all. That's a lie. And that's why I tell people, Pentecostals will say, like, I have a colleague that when she's going through a lot, all she has to do is listen to worship music. Like, it just calms her spirit. Like, whatever is happening at that point, it's not really her business. Like, it really calms her till she finds a solution. It keeps her grounded. What is your own coping mechanism? And like I said before, why did the church give you different prayers to pray? Why did the church give you novenas? Why did they give you rosary? If you are not even using it for the right reason. Some of you, it's only when there is problem, you will now go and fetch holy water from the drum where they put it and carry rosary on your head. Before that problem came, and again, that's another thing with the mind. Before the blowout will happen, you will see signs. And like they say, if you ignore the signs, you will see wonders, my sister. Thank you. So before that blowout, or before you get to the point where you are very depressed, where you cannot leave your bed, where you have anxiety, before you get to the point where a lot of things is happening to you at the same time, there is always those steps. And again, the reason why I'm using our prayers as a listen, because again, people use faith to handle their mind. Every day we are praying to God. When you finish rosary, you are praying, God, I want money, God this, God that. Have you ever asked God that, oh, this mind that you even gave me like this, what can I use it for? Because again, money will not come from any. See, yes, there are some people, yes, I believe in miracles, I'm not going to lie. I believe that people can favor you, but again, it still line up to what you are ready to receive. Are you positioned aware? So if God come now and say, my sister, take this, are you positioned? Not just your body. Is your spirit, is your body, is your mind positioned well enough to receive it? You should be asking yourself those kind of questions, not just asking and telling God, give me money, give me marriage, give me boyfriend, give me girlfriend, give me good work. If they promote you, give me promotion. If they promote you to senior management level right now, can you handle the staff under you? Let's not, that's why I said there is a place of self-awareness and accountability. You cannot keep, definitely there are different things that the country have done to us that we have gone through a lot, good and fine. But again, if some opportunities are to come right now, and they come here and say, oh, I need, let's say it's around, which work will I use? Okay, let's say it's around, okay, something is happening now, we need like 10 youths that can represent Nigeria somewhere. We need, that they can represent the Catholic Church in another country. Can they pick you? No, the question is, will you pick yourself? So it's not just like telling yourself that, oh, my body is ready, my this thing is ready. Is your mind also ready to receive? Because there are some things that will come to you that your mind cannot handle. And that's why sometimes people get to places that they pray for and they fumble. And I'm sure most of us have seen cases, or it has even happened to you yourself. You'll be like, oh God, I need to touch like 1M today. Right now you are touching like maybe 3M now or something. And you ask yourself, okay, can you hear me? Oh, okay. You say you want to touch like 1M today. If 1M come to you today, are you capable enough to use it? And for some people, they say, I'm using 1M. I'm sure that some of you here now is 100 million you are looking for, not 1M. Sorry, I'm using small money. I'm just using the example. But if it comes to you at this time, and like right now, are you ready to receive it? Is your body ready to receive it? Is your mind ready to receive it? And all. So it's not just saying different things and praying for different prayer points that you are not even ready for. Because opportunities will come. And the truth, I will ask people, like, people that will come and be like, oh, I need, like having conversation around like, oh, what can I do here, that I'm going for this interview, oh, I'm taking this workshop, and blah, blah, blah. What am I supposed to do? I will ask the person first. Before you came or you got to that point of going for interview or maybe taking a project and all, were you not prepared? Because as I'm like this, in any field, wake me up tomorrow, come and manage projects. I know what to do. I know where to start. My body, soul, and spirit is already inside. So ask yourself, am I even ready to receive some of these things that we are here asking God for? And that's why I feel like the most important prayer right now for people, and I feel like it's general something, is this mind that you have even given me, how do I like amplify it well? How do I do something that glorifies you while also making impact in the community that I'm in? I'm not talking about making impact in the world, because again, you have to start from where you are. If from where you are there is no impact, I don't know how you want to do the world. So, like I said, how well do you know yourself? How well do you sit with yourself? If we sit down here and say, oh, how many times have you sat down with yourself, even this year? I'm not sure any, like, it should be half of the room that will say they have done it. I know that people used to say that, oh, I wake up and I did 2025, 2026 goals. And that goal that you made January 1st, have you sat down with it and asked yourself, why have this not been done? Is it because of me? Or is it because of my environment? I know that we will blame environment, but again, like I said, accountability is very important and all. So I think most of the questions I would also ask also for this section is, can you tell when you are becoming overwhelmed before you completely break down? If I ask anybody, do you know when you are actually overwhelmed? Do you know when you're actually, I not say when you break down. Do you know when you are actually over? For some people, they don't know. They just feel like it's part of life. And again, like I said, our country have made us to glorify suffering. Have made us, and that's why I said the stigma around mental health in Nigeria is still very high. Like I said, we have advocated for years, it's still very high. It's just 2020, it's just 2021, 2021 that they passed the first mental health act in Nigeria since, is it colonization or what? So imagine the long process before that was passed to show the kind of the way mental health is taken on seriously. And like I said, if you go around Nigeria, even statistics have said it, 1 in 4 person in Nigeria, when I mean 1 in 4, it's like if we are 4 like this, at least one person, and I think that the statistics have even gone up, at least if I 1, 2, 3, 4, at least one person in 4 of us have mental health disorder or is struggling with our mental health. Let me not use disorder here yet. Is struggling with their mental health. Then imagine a room like this. It's half of us now. The thing is, it's even all of us. It's just that there are levels to this thing. Maybe some people one is low, some people one is middle, some people one have gone high. But again, we don't know. But if you check online, there are some things, there are some resources that you can use to check yourself daily. That's why I asked, do you journal? They call it journaling. I did not say writing in your diary that somebody broke my heart, or writing in your diary that you can write it, it's your diary. But journaling, like I said, it's more like checking yourself. How am I feeling? What is happening? What stressed me out this week? For people that are doing 9 to 5, stress can be like your everyday companion. But again, you have to learn to manage it. Not manage in the sense that you are breaking down, you are managing it. But there are coping mechanisms that you can use. And some people that if they are going through something right now, you can never know, because once they watch film, their problem, even the 100 billion they are looking for, they are okay. And some people, when they listen to music, some people going to maybe the park, touching grass and all this nature, something, and all. Again, so I'm going to do like some kind of questions. So maybe you can just be answering it in your own mind. So it's to help you explore how to know your own patterns. It's just questions that you can ask yourself in between to check for triggers, for patterns, and things like that. So the first thing is, whenever you are stressed or something is going on, what happens? What do you do next? Maybe you can ask yourself that question. Number 1 option is, do you become quiet? Do you become angry? Do you stop eating? Do you, maybe you stop eating. Some people, they overeat when they are stressed or when they are going through something. Do you stop praying? Because why some people is when trouble is happening that they are running to God. Some people is when something wrong is happening that they are running away from God. Because again, we are all human beings, but like 2 of us are not the same. We have head, eyes, all those things. But in terms of some kinds of individual qualities, we are not the same. The way I will handle stress is not the way you will handle stress. That's why if I'm doing workshops for people, and I always try to tell them that there is no one solution to fix all. You have to learn yourself. I can only come here today and tell you how you can take care of yourself. But you have to know for your own self what you need to do to take care of yourself. That's what always will lead us back to, what have you been feeding your mind? What are you telling yourself every day? Because there is always this thing I see with people. It's not like it makes me angry per se. It just makes me wonder. Like you look at yourself and you tell yourself like diminishing things. As a person, I can't judge you because again, we are seeing life differently. But as a person, I will tell you that you can see life differently. I know we are all going through one thing or the other, because there is no, that, like I said, there is no sane person. I don't think anybody on earth is sane, because there is one thing or the other shooting you bullets at one point of your life. If it's not fuel price that is going on, because I know how many people fell into depression because of the fuel price that went up. I know some people that had their anxiety attacks and panic attacks went up because of the level of overwhelming work that they are doing. So again, like I said, we are not the same. What works for me will not necessarily work for you. That's why you have to sit with yourself. Some people go to British society and already feeling that. But do you know that we Africans have been doing therapy for the longest time? What do you think support groups are? What do you think your community, like some people will be like, oh, my fathers did not go to therapy. What do you think those meetings that they were going for in those days was? What do you think talking to, oh, thank God, thank you. What do you think talking to the elders in the whole family clan was? The concept of therapy, I will always say it that because some people would prefer to tell a stranger their problem than to tell somebody they know. And that also starts. Some people would rather a stranger, like I don't know you from anywhere, and then maybe you are my therapist. I can tell you everything I want to say. It's not my business, because in my head I'm like, I'm not seeing you anywhere now, what's my business? That kind of thing. Than for them to tell their close ones. And again, like I said, people are different. So people will prefer to tell their loved ones or close ones than to go and tell a stranger. Again, know yourself. Because that's the only, I feel like 99% of the problem you have in this life, I feel like it will be reduced if people actually are honest with themselves. Not the lie concocting your head, or not the things that you are saying, oh. If you're actually honest with yourself, because there are some things, I know that people will be like, life is funny, you can experience some things, blah, blah, blah. But guy, there are some things that will skip you if you are honest with yourself. I feel like there are some things that will even skip you, self. And then as a group, there are some things that we would skip if people understand the concept of empathy and kindness. Again, like I said, what you are feeding yourself is exactly what you will spread around you, whether you like it or not. If you keep lying to yourself, you will keep lying to your surroundings, and then you will keep being something you are not, until one day it bursts. Like some people that will be like, oh, maybe today somebody just did something out of character. The next thing, people are like, oh, that's how she is, so blah, 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 blah. But you did not notice those signs that she was dropping on the way, or he was dropping on the way before he did something out of character. If you know yourself well enough, I feel like you'll be able to navigate your surrounding, and also, you navigate your surrounding, and then you also move on with life in a very sane manner. Okay. So like I said, self-awareness does not replace professional help. It helps you know when to seek it, to be honest. Because if you know that this is what will happen if you do this, why will you do it? Because some of you don't know that, like, for example, should I say, you are not good in this particular thing, but you want to force yourself inside it just to prove a point. You will prove points, finish. And the funny thing about life, highest they'll tell you sorry. Let's not let ourselves. The highest they will tell you sorry and they will hug you. Why telling you sorry and hugging you is a very good thing? It might not be what you are expecting. So why not just take care of yourself? Take care of yourself from the beginning and do the right thing at the right time that will help yourself. Like I said, caring for one another too. The way you take care of yourself is the way you do for people outside. I always talk about kindness and empathy in any conversation, even if it's not a mental health conversation and all. Because again, if we were living in a world that kindness and empathy was people's first reaction to things, 99% of our problems will be solved. You see something happening, I don't want to use politician because this is my country, Nigeria, after me. Again, if we had leaders, and I think I will just use the church for example. Let me say Nigeria. Let's say Nigeria for example. If we had leaders that understand the place of kindness and empathy, there are some things that you will not be asking them to do for you. And that's how I always look at Nigerian political world. Because you cannot explain politics to me, and if you're not talking about kindness and empathy, I know that again we are in a world where people, like I said, Nigeria, we have normalized suffering. Me, I don't suffer. I'm not even going to suffer. So I don't know. Choose your own thing that you want to be telling yourself. I don't want to suffer. I'm not going to suffer. Nigeria, we have chosen. We feel like anything that we do not suffer to get is not meaningful. But again, I always ask people, if somebody do something bad, like for example now, you are going through something and you do something, maybe in the church now, you are a very hardworking person, maybe then you come, you attend meeting, you do everything, and then one day, something happens, and then you are doing something out of character, maybe you are going through something at that point, and you didn't tell anybody. The question I will ask to the house, to the leaders, to the executives, to whatever body you have, is what is your first reaction to that person? Is it bad mouthing? Is it going to another group to say, see what this sister did today, oh, she didn't even do it well. But you know perfectly well that this person always show up. And on days where they don't show up, how do you react? Are you reacting with kindness? Are you reacting with empathy, or are you judging the person? Those are questions that we have to ask ourselves, not just the leaders, even the members. If something happened to somebody in your group, let's say something happened to somebody in group A, is there a welfare person that is checking up on the person? Is there like a group, something that is even trying to know what's up with the person, instead of saying, this person did not even come today. Now so she did. Now so she did do. Oh. Me, I can't keep myself. I can't do this one. You've already judged that whole person's existence. And that's why I used to tell people, do your best. Eh? But you see that rest, leave the rest for God. Just leave the rest for God. Because no matter how many times you show up 100% for human beings, we are never satisfied. And that's why I always tell people, that's the difference that people don't always think about. You are pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. But what is pouring you? Abi, how are you pouring into yourself? Every day. And don't even get me wrong. Let me not even get started on people that used to listen to people's problem in church. I'm sure that we have people that if something is happening, somebody will come and meet you and be like, I'm going through a lot, oh, this is what is happening to me, oh, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you give advice. Who is advising you? You think you are the only one that can give advice? Like I said, if you keep giving and you are not replenishing yourself, yes, don't get me wrong, God will replenish you that one day. But there are still physical things. That's why I used to tell people, God will not come down from his throne. He will come down from his throne when the time is right, but he will not come down and come and carry solution and give to you in the hand. It's either he sends you signs, he gives you visions or dreams, or he sends human being. So you sitting down and feeling like, oh, I have to carry the weight of the world on my head. Who is carrying your own? So don't get me wrong, helping people. You should help people. Again, that's why I said kindness and empathy is important. But again, if you are not checking yourself at interval, you will see that you will help people to the extent you can't even help yourself. And then that's when maybe you start doing, maybe they come for you for advice. Normally, they can talk to you for 1 hour, talking about their problem. You are already angry. You on the normal day, you can hear people problem, help them in life, self. You are not feeling anything. All of a sudden, when somebody is even, you're like, just calm down, calm down. Because you are not checking yourself. Do you think therapists, counselors, they don't have their own therapists and counselors? I work with therapists. Them themselves have therapists. Because it is not enough that you give out. You need to ensure that you are feeding yourself too. And that's why I said, what is your own coping mechanism? I know that people will be like, oh, coping mechanism, maybe I will drink one Guinness. I'll go and do one thing. See, there is good and bad coping mechanism. Don't go and do the one that you will go and get addiction and you cannot come out from. Because addiction in itself is like a 2 hours workshop. Because it's something that even till today, they are still trying to. It's something that till today, they are even still trying to give help to people. So what is your own coping mechanism? After asking yourself all these questions and saying, oh, how am I feeling? What am I going to do today that will help my life? Things like that. What is your own coping mechanism like? And I said, we're a body of Christ. Like I said, there are prayers that are there. There are fellowships that are there. There are hymns that are there. If you like worship song, no problem. Things like that. If you like listening to music, if music calms you, good and fine. If you like watching movie, good and fine. But you need to know yourself so that you can know what is triggering you, and also you can know how to help yourself. I think I will round up with, I think the final thing I will talk about is just, again, be yourself, be you, take care of your mind the same way you are taking care of your body, the way you will go and buy skincare for your body, buy skincare for your mind. And I don't mean literally go and buy skincare for your mind, though. Like, look for things that refresh your mind. If you like just leaving your environment to go somewhere and think about yourself. And again, if you're thinking about life, try to be adding all these small parts, like what if it goes right? It's not every time what if it goes wrong. It's not every time I cannot do it because I'm not qualified. Ask yourself, I am qualified, I will do it. Instead of focusing on that whole negative part of things, I feel like you can feed your mind like dogs. He's the king of the jungle. What are you doing with yourself? And lastly, there are some prayers, and I feel like this prayer should be your number one. God, what can I use this mind that you have given me to do for myself and for the world? Thank you.
For God and for youth. Yes, we can do better, we can do better, we can do better. That was a fantastic presentation by my own estimation. May I request Sister Cynthia, please? Sister Cynthia, can you please come back, please? Please come. Yes, the presenter. You have done a wonderful job, and we would like to give you very special happy cheers. So I would like you to stand here, and may I request from the youth of this parish to please give our wonderful presenter a standing ovation. Thank you. She did well, and now, thank you. And so, you come with me. This is how we are going to do it, for God and for youth. For God and for youth. You are going to follow me. This is how we are going to do it. You are going to, at the count of 2, you tell her, you're fantastic, you're amazing, you're a superstar. Are we together? 1, 2, go. Fantastic, you're amazing, you're a superstar. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for blessing us this evening. You can have your seat. Thank you. For God and for youth. So, at this moment, we are at the very juncture where we interact. We have come, we have heard, now we are going to ask. Is that not so? What is a beautiful presentation without question and answer session? So our presenter is going to be right here. All the questions, the doubts that you have carried on your mind while she was having her presentation, this is the time for you to ask those questions, to clarify those doubts, so you won't go back home with them on your mind. So now, without waste of time, we would like to please encourage you to keep your questions short and direct. We understand that certain questions will be more clarified when they come with preambles. No matter how you want to give your question a preamble, keep it short. And we want to stick to the time. And so each person is going to have just a minute to ask your question. At most, we give you extra 30 minutes. So we'll be able to accommodate as many questions as possible. So if you have any question you want to ask, please, you shoot up your hand. If you have any question you want to ask, you put up your hand and there will be somebody going around to give you numbers, just so we'll be able to accommodate as many as possible without skipping anybody. So you put up your hand, you take a number. When we start receiving the question, you follow that same number to go around. And for those who will want to remain anonymous with their questions, a link is going to be shared. I think that's been shared already on our platform. You can go there, click on it, enter your question there, and our media team will read out, bring the question, we'll read it out, and you remain anonymous. I hope that's clear. So, for God and for youth, let's go. Make an ask questions, so ask your questions now so that you have answers. Don't carry that doubt back home. Ask it now. Let's go. It's question time. Question time. Question time. All right. If you are able to take 1 to 5, then we can start taking the questions. Others will follow while she's attending to the question. 1 to 5, number 1 to 5. Then we start, then you can start collecting more. Number 1. It's like everyone is eager to ask a question this evening. Lady Cynthia, you are going to have so much work to do this evening because you have how many so far? 5. So let's start with okay, so number 1, the microphone is coming to you.
For God and for youth. Please, I have 2 questions. The first one is, how would you know someone to talk to? Like, if I want to talk to someone, how will I know the right person to talk to? In fear of my secret or anything I've been exposed. And secondly, if I have a bipolar attitude, how would I manage such? For God and for youth.
For God and for youth. Sorry, quickly, we have in our midst our assistant chaplain, that's Reverend Father Stephen. Please, a round of applause for Father. You are most welcome. Father, you are welcome. Thank you very much.
Yes, so to know someone you can talk to, I always tell people that there are always people that feel like home to you. But that's like the easiest answer to give. But again, if you are talking about someone that you want to talk to actually get professional help, I will always tell people to see a therapist, to be honest. Because for one, I am not a therapist, yeah? So the thing I can help you do is, shall I say, manage situation. So let's say for example, somebody is having like maybe panic attack or anxiety and I'm here. I can offer methods like deep breaths, yeah? Let's be calm. What are the 4 things you can see around you? What are the 4 things that you are hearing? What are the 4 things that you can test? If you notice, once you start asking those questions, their minds, they start forgetting what even led to the panic attack in the first place and all, or anything, or whatever they are going through at that point. So I always tell people, because there is a level of help I can give you that only a therapist can do that, or a psychologist. And then to your second question about bipolar disorder, anything that reaches disorder, again, I would first ask, are you the one that diagnosed the person, that the person have disorder? And then I will ask, okay, if it's not you, who diagnosed the person? Because there is a place of psychologists and therapists. That's why they are the professionals. The only thing you can do is to help. Maybe when the person is having episode, there is little you can do. Because when it comes to disorder, there are medications that they give to them. And you don't have those medication and things like that. So when it comes to any of the disorders, if you know anyone that maybe you feel like they have, always recommend them to therapists. I think there is there's an organization, they have an app. It's called, I think it's on Google Store and Apple Store. Yeah. It's called Mind Wellness. It's an app. If you download the app, it connects you straight to a therapist. So you just have to log in, download the app, sign up, click the therapist that you want to be your therapist, and continue the process. So please don't doubt anybody that you feel like there is something going on. Please just refer the person. It's easier to just refer the person, because that's even the best help you can do to them. And then knowing who you want to talk to, ensure that you are even at peace talking to them. And I know and that's why I tell people that there is this thing where people lie to themselves too much. Before some things end up bad, you must have seen that this is where this thing is going to. But again, you ignore the signs. My sister, you said if you ignore the signs, you see wonders and things like that.
Okay. For God and for youth. Okay, sister, thank you very much for this presentation. It was really insightful. So I want to ask, okay, for someone like me whose job involves a lot of pressure, meeting deadlines, targets, what would you recommend I start doing to protect my mental health? Because honestly, it's affecting my mental health. Thank you.
We are in the same boat. Okay, so I think for especially work people, stress is more rampant with working class or any kind of job that you are doing. So the first thing I usually tell people is, okay, the first thing is, what are the tasks? You know, there is this thing in this life that we feel like we are doing a lot. But if you look at it closely, you're really not doing anything. I don't know if you understand what I'm going to. So for me as a person, what I try to do, and I think it's from my organization I learned it, because they have this thing that they do is, there is a way you can arrange your tasks. I know that some people will be like, writing tasks, what's the difference? And when I mean writing tasks, is maybe you write today, you write, I'm doing this week, you write it in your Asana, write it on Slack, write it everywhere. But the truth is, those things that you have itemized, is it what you are supposed to be doing at that time? Because there are some tasks, that's why there's this table, it's like a 4 table, they call it urgent, not urgent. Is it priority and not a priority? Eh? Yes, priority and not the priority. Write all your tasks down. This is what I do, because my own job too is like that. Like, write everything down, then start picking one after the other. And again, ask yourself, is it aligning with the organization goal? Because there's something I also learned I had to learn it last year. Like, it was painful to learn, but I had to learn it. Like I said, you can be doing a lot of things, but the question is, are they important? Is it what your organization, if your organization is targeting to have 5 partners this year, you are busy running
jumping to community from one another. That's not their target. And you are overwhelmed because you know you are working. The target is to meet 5 partners. What your priority now should be like, oh, which organization will I meet? If I'm in this group now, how am I talking to people? Oh, the organization need this. Oh, my organization do wellness programs for organizations. That is where my energy will be entering and all. So once you start arranging your tasks like that, and always, and again, in offices, always ask questions. I know that people will be like, if you ask too much questions, it will look like you don't know what you are doing. Ask questions so they are not even going to go and do the wrong thing, and then they will not be the one to tell you that you are not doing enough. And to you, you have even killed yourself. You are even in your last this thing, like your 1% self, but to them it's nothing. So check your organization goal. Ask them what they go. If organization have targets for you, when they finish presenting you your KPI, ask them that, okay, this KPI you gave me, how would it look like? What do you expect? Like, I know what to do. So you're not talking like you're not a professional. I know what I'm supposed to do. These are my KPIs. But what does success look to you? If you are the manager, you can ask yourself that question, or you ask your superiors. But if you are reporting to someone, just put them for a quick conversation. Maybe when you're having lunch, ask questions like, this KPI you gave me to bring 5 partners by the end of the year. So if I do not, like, what do you think? And again, offices, I know that people like performative things. You look like you are doing plenty things. You will be surprised that you are doing a lot. Is somebody that is not even doing anything that they will be clapping for. If you notice, it happens a lot. Because maybe them, they're even more aligned with what you are doing. Like I said, I had to learn it the hard way. And it's, since I changed that mentality and everything, I know that I've been following what I'm supposed to do at the right time. So you cannot say that you want to do a campaign and then you are running to Meduguri when the campaign is in Abuja. That means your run to Meduguri is for nothing. Everything, you still come back to Abuja. And the worst part of it is that you will come back to that Abuja and you will still have to do it. So arrange your tasks. I always tell people, like, that they are reporting to me. Like, when I give you tasks, my task to you is what I am envisioning. You should be able to break that task down. So if I say I need a concept note for this campaign we are running next month, you should know that that is my task to you. So my end product is to see a concept note. You should break it down for yourself. Oh, I should do research. This campaign, how will people join it? How break it down? When you break things, people, that's why I tell people that people underestimate the power of writing things down and the power of just jotting it somewhere and all. People underestimate it a lot. You think your head will carry everything. Sorry for you. But just learn it for tasks that they give you. They can assign you tasks. You'll be shocked that they don't even need it at that moment. And that's not the one you will now put all your mind to do that week. Then it's not after 1 month. And then the one that you do not do, they'll not start asking for you the next day. Again, question. When they give you something to do, always ask, and also ask for deadlines. Don't allow, I feel like if you give people the grace to like assign deadlines to you, unless it's something that is very urgent for the organization, that's a different case. But if you give people the grace, to assign tasks to you, you might be confused. They might give you 2 days. You understand what I'm saying? So just break it down, and also be when you get home is not office. Once I get home, unless it's urgent, my laptop is not on. It's not, as I'm here like this, when I call you this, I'll come back from work. As I go home, I've already packed, I see it has finished. Unless it's urgent matters.
For God and for you. In the world we are now, people don't like pity. People don't like respect. But for mental health patients, one of the criteria is that you show respect and compassion. With this scenario now, how do you show a mental person respect or compassion in another way that the person will not feel?
What's the scenario? What's the scenario?
I said, in the country we are now, naturally, people don't like beating them. If you have, yes, if you are down with something, people don't like pity. But one of the criteria for mental health person, for you to help them, is for you to show them respect and compassion. Now, my question is, how do you show it in another way?
Okay, so I think that's why I said, that's why I asked you, when you mean mental health person, are you talking about yourself? So, again, if you see, like, how do I want to put it? If you genuinely see someone with mental health disorder, I can assure you that unless you are a wicked person, your first reaction towards them is empathy. Do you know what it means for someone to not, okay, let me use social anxiety, for example, to be in this place and then not being able to speak? I don't think a normal human being would see that person first and start laughing. Like, again, I said, human beings were different. Some people are naturally wicked. I can't even argue that one. But your first reaction to, I think that word mental health person, I feel like it's like a kind of confusing, because just put it as someone with mental illness. Like I said, mental health is a different conversation from mental illness. Anything that enter illness is where somebody is being diagnosed, disorders and all. It's a total conversation from this. Mental health is even like, I don't know if I should use the sexy part of the mind and all. That's why people will come online and glamorize it. Oh, I'm going to the spa. Oh, I just saw this, I just did that. That's like the fun part. If you see mental illness, that's why I tell people that don't ever wish. Don't even by mistake say, oh, I have depression, I have this. You have not seen it. And again, because of the country that we are in, you might end up never seeing it. The only one you will see is the one that have gone to the extreme, schizophrenia or psychosis, where people are already on the road. Maybe that's the one, that is the one I'm sure everybody have seen. But if you see people that go through different mental health disorders, they them. What is to them? It's not to ask them, oh, what is going on? Why are you crying? Even if somebody look confused up and down in the junction, you are sitting there, you said the person went there, came back, you ask them, where are you walking to serve? Where are you? What happened? What are you doing? Because your natural reaction is to look like help or just show compassion in one way or the other. But again, like I said, we are not the same. Some people's reaction is wickedness, and there's nothing I can say from now to tomorrow that will convince the person. But again, because I believe that this is an individual race you are running, as an individual, owe it to yourself to be kind to others.
For God and for youth. Good evening, everybody. This is quite personal. Thank you for this opportunity, like the opportunity to be here. And I want to understand something. Personally, I believe that mental health issues are dictated by our environment, not just our experiences, but our environment. So, I want to know, what do you suggest be our approach towards the people around us? Like, yes, we all have trauma in different ways, owing to different aspects of our life and how it comes to us. But now, in the present, forget about what we have been through coming forward. In the present, there are people around us, and they have trauma too. You understand? And we can see that every day. And I'm not talking about people like people that sell things to us, no, like our friends, our girlfriends and all. And you see some people having issues around them, affecting your life, affecting how you act towards them. I want to know, what is the best approach? Personally, I, 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 I find it easier to walk away. You understand? If I have an issue that would, or a
or the other because of your own. So you, right? Walking away as an instant. So there is this thing that, like I said, the question I would now, like immediately. So I feel like this thing is like four-way something, because in my head I'm thinking, is it that somebody is coming up to you, or you and somebody have an issue, and then you just walk away from the person and never talk to the person again, something like that. You have warned somebody not to do this, not to do this, not to do, and the person keep doing it, and then you walk away. And that's what I'm thinking now.
I'm not. Has an art. And you know that this character, it's not really the person. It's a reaction to a certain situation. Yes. And you know, yes, you don't like their coping mechanism. You get. And how do you do? If I feel that it would affect me in my own way of coping, I'll walk away.
That again, walking away from situations that do not benefit you. As an individual, I will never say it's a wrong thing. Where I will say it's a wrong thing is, for example, like that's why I asked the question. If this character you don't like it, first of all, you express to the person. Again, dialogue must happen. And that's why I said before that being alone or leaving people behind and all those things is not necessarily a bad thing. You cannot keep tolerating a toxic thing. It's good because you know. Again, that's why I ask people, do you even know yourself? You know that this character does not sit well with you. Ask the person to change, and the person keeps bringing up the same character. You have every right. Where I will not say there is problem is if the character you are telling somebody to change is something that they want to themselves. Because I tell people, human beings cannot change human beings. Let me tell you something. You cannot change anybody. That's why it's easy to let things go. It's better to let things go. There are some things that use your mouth to keep. Please don't do this. Please change this. Please act this way. And the person is adamant on it. Whether you like it or not. And I don't know if this is in terms of relationship. That thing that the person did in that relationship, when you marry, you to wait for you times 100 in that place, because that one is already a sealed deal now. So it's time to show you the remaining part of the onions that you have been peeling. You understand? So walking away from things is never the problem. The problem, what I will not say is a problem is, because I, for a person, if something does not see, if you do something right now to me that does not sit well with me, I will tell you it does not sit well with me. If you think I'm joking, do it again. Me, I don't need to beat people. I don't even have energy for malice. See, if you see me, if me and you fight today, if I see you tomorrow, I'll jump on your body, because I don't have that energy. It's not where my energy is going to. I separate myself from people. But the problem is, if you separate and dwell in isolation, this is not solitude again, because solitude is good. Sitting with yourself, being alone is good. Isolation is the problem. So I think I'll ask, because there was a time where I felt like, oh, walking away from things are just normal. If you're not talking about it, if you spoke about it and they did not change, good and fine. You found your peace, move on. But if it's something that you're not talking about, you are not expressing, you just, somebody match you today, you move. I think you will have to ask yourself two questions, like, do I easily let things go? I used to advocate for letting things go, especially if it's affecting your health. I'm not talking about your physical health. If it's affecting the way you are thinking, the way you wake up in the morning is dependent on the person's mood. Baba, just start thinking again and all. So I don't know if that answers it. Walking away, good and fine, but ensure that you are walking away for like good reasons, and it's not because of malice. Because that malice you walk away from, it will still be in your mind. But when you make peace with something and let it go and move on, it's a different conversation of just going along like that.
For God and for youth. For God and for youth. All protocol duly observed. I came when discussing on mindset a bit late. So my question will be deduced on the topic of mindset. The first question is, what is the difference, or is there any difference between mindset and belief system? Mindset and belief system. And I am drawing this from the announcement the first chaplain made on Sunday, saying, trying to bring down anything, drama activity or drama in the church. Individual who has that mindset or belief system that I want to go into a religious movie, and which is supposed to start in the church, and now the chaplain, or the first chaplain, sorry, is saying no such thing. So I want to know the difference between mindset and belief system. Then the second one is, what are the factors militating superior mindset? One, having a superior mindset. The third one, sorry, the third one is for someone that wants to develop his or her mindset, what will be the first, as a resource person, what will be the first material or thing you will ask the person to seek for? Yep. I think this, let me stop here, Sha. For God and for youth.
So, okay. So for mindset and belief system,
Sorry, the other one. Please. Our mindset, does our mouth speak differently from our mindset?
definitely. Okay. So I'll start with mindset, belief system. Like you said the other one was something about superior mindset and all. So I will start with what your mindset is. So if I say you have a mindset, it's a personal thing. So if I say you have a belief system, are things that you focus you draw your energy or your beliefs or your values from. For example, the Catholic Church. I'm guessing that is your belief system. Let's say the church. So from that church, most of the things you say in your mind is already drawn from that belief system. So as a child, you are growing up, yeah? And your parents will always tell you, you're a Catholic. You're a Catholic, you're a Catholic. And then you go to university, you see other church. You now be like, this mindset or some things that I'm feeling since, it's not my own. I feel like it's my parents' own. Then you start developing your own kinds of mind, like, should I say your own kind of mindset, and from that, sometimes in some cases, it changes your belief system. Like some people that stop believing in Catholic Church, automatically you stop praying the rosary. Automatically you stop doing things that the Catholic Church is doing. Why? That's just a belief system. And mindset, a belief system can affect the things that you believe. Like in the Catholic Church, there are some kind of things that we don't accept. And it reflects in your everyday life. So if you're not going to the world and answer that, if I do this thing, nothing changed, nothing happened. Like some people, they went into the world, they are still Catholic, but they don't go for confession. Because they must go for confession so that you confess your sins and things like that. But they went into the world, they are still Catholics, but they don't go for confession. You understand? So your belief system too is like maybe an institution. If your mindset changes, and again, I tell people that as you are growing, you have to know yourself. So that when they ask you, like some of you now, they ask you, why are you a Catholic? You don't know. It's because your parents are Catholic. That's why you are Catholic. And that's why somebody will come today and tell you some things about Catholic Church, you will believe. And the next thing, your whole mindset have changed. When they tell you to come and receive communion, you'll be like, oh, communion is just communion. But because your belief system is shaking, this your mindset will change. But having your own thoughts, that's why as an individual, you should have your thoughts. Things should not easily influence you. If you are easily influenced, that means if I come here today and I tell you guys that, oh, give me like 100 billion, I can help you become rich tomorrow, you will not believe me. Because why? I said I can make you become rich tomorrow. If your mindset and again, that the mindset is always the mind. If you don't have a mind of your own, people will continue to tell you what to do, whether you like it or not. And the funny thing about that is, this life, people are manipulative, because I can make something look like you are the one that brought the idea. While it's not even you that brought it, it's me that just said it in a way that looks like you should have brought it. Again, having a mind of your own. And belief systems are good because, okay, in politics or in peace and conflict resolution, course and all, it's good to have belief system because it keeps people grounded. Like some of you, there are some things that you will have been doing by now, but because you're a Catholic, you can't do it. There are some things you will have done, but because, let's say, for example, you are a senior manager in your company, you can't do it. Belief system just keeps you grounded. But it's not just enough to have belief system. You need to have a mind of your own. And then that's where that's why I talk about manipulation, about the superior, you say something about superior mindset, somebody influencing you from outside or something. When you have a mind of your own, it's not easy for somebody to influence you. What's the third question again? I think I forgot. Something about yes, research. Oh, thank you. So the simplest thing I can tell you right now is to journal. Write. Like now we have finished Tuesday, right? Yesterday was Monday. Sunday was there. This week started since Sunday. Sit down with yourself this night. Just ask yourself very random questions like, how do I even feel this week? This week that started, how did it even start? Like what is the direction that I am looking out for this week? And then there are some resources online. There is this thing they call PHQ. 59. It's a patient questionnaire, something, PHQ 59. You can use it to track yourself. There's a way you fill the answers. It shows you if you are like, if there is certain kind of issue that you should be thinking about. It asks you some kind of personal questions and all. You just tick, and at the end you get like a score and all. If you want it, I can share with Tony, then you can share to your group. Just take the test personally and all. Then you can just gauge yourself where you are at. But ask yourself questions, write things down. Use 1 week, Sunday to Saturday. Just ask yourself, how am I feeling today? What can I do better? Track it for 1 week. You will patterns.
Last question.
Yes, you said mouth. Yes, what you are thinking is not necessarily what is coming out of your mouth.
For youth. Okay, my question is, if a youth trying to excel or start having insomnia, that is inability to sleep, due to his or her quest to become financially buoyant. Okay. I say, in a youth, try to excel, start having insomnia, result of his quest to become financially buoyant. Can you term that mental illness? And if yes, how can it be curbed?
Okay, so if a youth is trying to be financially buoyant and is not having insomnia, can you count that as a mental illness? I will ask you, for you to know you have insomnia, a psychologist must have diagnosed you that you have insomnia. So if you are not sleeping well, if you notice that your sleeping patterns are off and all, again, you have to see a professional help. Or you track it. I think, again, if you check online, there are actually resources and quizzes that you can take to just gauge yourself, to see where you are at. I think I'll share some with Tony. But as an individual, in your quest to look for money, don't forget that when that money comes, you need your mind to be sound. That's why I always tell people that this money you are chasing, chase it for me. I cannot stop anybody. Chase money. When you see money, please send for me too. Chase money, but please forget that in this quest to find money, in this quest to have a dream life, have money, do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do not forget that your mind is also going to be there when you get that money. So when your mind is there, when you now get the money, what happens? And if because of money you are losing sleeps, you are losing sleep, I think I cannot diagnose you that you have insomnia, or I cannot diagnose the youth or the person have insomnia. What I can tell you is you should like reduce because I think that people will call it overthinking. I know that people have glorified that too much, but let's be realistic. To be an overthinker is not easy. You can run mad for no reason because of the way you are thinking, like the way your head is always calculating something. It helps no one, because that stuff they're making you to lose sleep. We keep making you to lose sleep, even if money comes, because again, we cannot have too much money. Dangote is what? The richest man in Africa. Is he not still chasing money? So when people talk about finances and then their mental health at all, like, you cannot sacrifice that because you're looking for money. You will not manage your mind. Because at the end of the day, people that have money, they still have mental health disorders. People that have money, they are still battling suicidal thoughts. So it's not better you are sound when the money comes, so you can spend your money very well. Again, please don't diagnose yourself of anything that a professional did not write you medication or write it in your report that you have a disorder, because I feel like people will be like, what you say is what will happen. You might be telling yourself, oh, I'm not sleeping because I have it. And because I say people say you have depression, I'm saying you have anxiety. Others, like I said, if you actually see people that have it, it's never something you will wish on yourself. So maybe tell the person to go and seek help first, to diagnose the person first. When they diagnose him, then the professional will now give him medication that will help him get better while he's chasing his money, his dream to have more money.
For God and for youth. For God and for youth. If our resource person did justice to this mental health topic, please clap for her. Thank you. And if she did justice to the questions, all the questions you've asked her, please tell her you try. Tell her you try well. Tell her you try well. It's not easy, I tell you. Well done, Sister Cynthia, for the wonderful presentation and the question session you handled for us. We are grateful. For God and for youth. We'll be moving to the next item on our program. Actually, we have a very exciting item that is actually captured on the program of event you have in your hand, but we are bringing it to you as a surprise. And guess what? It's a raffle draw time. So this evening, persons will be going, 3 lucky persons will be going home. Okay, 2 lucky persons, winners, with prizes from our raffle draw. So if you get a ticket, warm up, and begin to pray that you are one of the 2 lucky winners with an amazing gift. So without waste of time, I would like to invite our assistant chaplain, who is still very much with us, person of Father Stephen, to help the lucky winner ticket. He will be assisted by our presenter of the day, Sister Cynthia Ome. Can we put our hands together for them as we welcome them to the welcome Father to the lucky ticket to go home with an amazing prize this evening. And then Sister Cynthia will pick the second one for us. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's clap for our wonderful priest as he comes forward. A father who is always with us whenever we gather like this. You are welcome, Father. So we have a basket here with a ticket raffle. Father wants to win already. Are you sure you bought ticket, Father? Oh, so you see, those tickets. The second mic, please. Okay. There he goes. Just pick one ticket, anyone. You can just dip and look away and dip your hand. Anyone you pick, yes, is the lucky winner for tonight. Yes, Father. There is no bribery and corruption in this matter. Okay. Father has picked his ticket. He's taking a look at it. And we are soon to announce the lucky winner for ticket number 1 this evening. For God and for youth. For God and for youth. The ticket name to go on with the prize this evening, this is ticket number 1, by the way. The name I have here is that of Cynthia Raphael. The phone number, please listen. They will bring the... Is Cynthia in the house, please? Cynthia Raphael, are you in the house? is our lucky winner for the house. Okay, she's not around, so thank you so much, Father, for doing us the honor. Can we put it together for Father as he takes his seat? Thank you so much, Father. All right, so I'd like to invite the second person to help us pick the lucky ticket, our wonderful house in person of Cynthia Umen. Let's put our hands together for her. She has done us so much work this evening. I hope you are not stressed. All right, let's see who the... All right, so she has picked the second ticket already. Let's see who we have. I have on ticket number 2 to go home with the prize this evening is no other but simply Happy. The person goes by the name Happy with a phone number. Is Happy in the house? Our hands together for the second winner for tonight. Oh, we have the second winner right here in the house. Our hands together for our lucky winner. So you see that this is real. So the people selling the tickets come to you. Please buy your own and be sure you'll be going home with a prize. Okay, she is going to call the phone number for confirmation. She will be the one to confirm the phone number for us. You are Cynthia, Happy, right? So call your phone number.
080-7968-9765.
She is. Congratulations, Sister Happy. You won yourself an amazing prize. The prizes will be given on Sunday, which is the grand finale. Thank you so much. All right. For God and for youth. For God and for youth. If you take a look at the program of events in your hand, you will see that we are supposed to be moving to the next item, which is games. But for want of time, you see that time is no longer a friend. So we would like to ask you that we skip the games for today and continue with it. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So move the games to tomorrow. At this juncture, I would like to invite the chairman of the planning committee to do the vote of thanks, and then we continue with the announcement and the final prayer, then we return home for our night rest. Brother Tony, for the vote of thanks. Let's put our hands together for the chairman of the planning committee, Youth Week 2026, an amazing personality.
Youth. For vibrant youth. Please, you are here today. Clap for yourself, please. I sincerely want to thank everybody. You came all the way from work, despite the hurdles, despite the ups and downs at work, but you still try your possible best to be here today. Please, I want to say that where you have left, may the good Lord continue to multiply you there through Christ our Lord. And please, tomorrow the event continues. And tomorrow we are bringing in another interesting resource personnel who is grounded in terms of relationship. Today we have discussed mental health. Our head, don't they realize once more. So tomorrow, that your relationship wahala, relationship higi haga, bring it. The resource person is waiting for us to, to dissect them and do justice to it. So please, I want us to keep increasing. Tell a friend, it's happening here. It's our Youth Week. That you are here today, we want you to bring somebody else tomorrow. Let us increase this number. We have plans for everybody, please. And again, we want to sincerely apologize that we were unable to have our games because of time. Today's topic is very, very sensitive that we need to allocate a lot of time for it. But from tomorrow, we'll do better with our time management and also do those games. Thank you very much, and do have a lovely night rest.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For God and for youth. Yes, like you heard from the mouth of the chairman, tomorrow is another day. We'll be continuing with relationship talk. Please, tomorrow, come prepared. All right? Today was an impactful one, but I have a little problem. You gave me a kind of mental stress. And how did you stress me? Your English was higher than my level. Your questions. Youth, una sabi speak English, oh. Those questions people were asking, tomorrow, break it down to our level so that someone like me and others in my category can understand you. Okay? That was my own stress for today. Una English high, well. So I'm gonna try bring them down small tomorrow so that we can follow. Okay? I have one question I want to ask, but you are not answering me. For una way listening to today's topic, wetin really dey stress una? For me, I was thinking that somebody, fake friends no dey stress una. Why nobody asked that one? Yeah? Keeping up with fake friends, is it not a stress mentally? So, well, that is for me. Tomorrow we continue with relationship talk, and then on Thursday again will be relationship talk part 2. You know that matter the long well. That's why we give them 2 days. So we'll start tomorrow, we'll continue on Thursday. Then on Friday, we will land on financial literacy talk, a very important matter, right? So you see that these topics have been carefully arranged. We'll start with your mental health first. Beware up here. Then you talk about it. From there, you bring in money, relationship. So that is how we'll be moving until we get to the. Finally, we want to bring to your attention that and the leaflets we've shared and the sweets that taken, please do well to go out with the wraps and these pieces of paper. Do not drop them around in the church. Do not litter the church with them, please. When you go out, you drop them in the West bin. And tomorrow when we are here, we appreciate if you can all sit in front, fill the front pews, so that we will be together. Please, know that we are very many that we want to fill the church, so we appreciate if all of us can come to the front pews, we fill up the pews. Those who are coming a bit late can join from behind. Thank you for understanding this. For God and for youth. That is the size of our package. Shall we put our hands on the committee and for yourselves for attending today's event? Youth. So we have come to the end of today's program, and at this juncture, I would like to invite our dear Father once more to bless us and we return to our homes for tonight's rest. Thank you, Father. Bless us. We can go home and rest.